DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: the Acting General Secretary of the International Union for Food says the new tariffs imposed by the Donald Trump administration are not in the best interest of workers worldwide. In news from the region, St. Vincent's government forms a task force to mitigate against U.S. tariffs. And on the international scene, South Korea to hold presidential elections on the 3rd of June. Well, good morning. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial for several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, the Acting General Secretary of the International Union for Food, Christian Bragaston, says new tariffs imposed by the Donald Trump administration are not in the interest of workers worldwide. Well, Mr. Christian who is based in Sweden, has arrived in Dominica for the two-day regional meeting of the International Union of Food. The meeting officially opened at the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union yesterday.
The return of Trump administration in the US is probably one of the greatest threats the world has faced for decades. His erratic decisions and policies are already hurting working people and their families. He is destabilizing the politics and starting trade wars with severe consequences for our members both in the US and globally. Trade unions and working people are under attack from the Trump administration in the US, and together with large investors like BlackRock, the administration is pressuring international companies such as Nestle, Coca-Cola and Danone to retract from their commitments to the environment, diversity, equity and inclusion. We hear also from our affiliates that thousands or up to 500,000 migrants workers from Latin America and the Caribbean in our sectors may be deported from the US in coming years. What is happening in the US is just one example of global attacks on human rights and democracy. We are unfortunately seeing similar trends in other countries, and those trends are getting stronger with Trump administration in power. This situation is unacceptable. We must stand in solidarity with everyone under attack across the globe. This is a fight we cannot afford to lose. Our democracy is at stake.
And that's the that should be the Acting General Secretary of the International Union of Food, Christian Bragaston. The International Union of Food is a global federation which represents 10 million workers through 400 unions in 120 countries. Representatives from the Bahamas, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana and Jamaica are among the 10 countries being represented at the meeting here in Dominica. The president of the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union, Dolan Roll, says he told the opening ceremony that the meeting comes at a challenging period for the Caribbean.
You are meeting here in Dominica at a time when the North American new administration is putting some serious concerns on our region, and more in particular, some of our Jamaicans and Guyanese and Trinidad brethren. We are almost certain that this union, IUF, will have at some stage to deal with the tariff impact, whether it's for redundancy, whether it's for advocating for better work conditions. But I am almost certain that IUF will have a role to play in stabilizing our economies and our geopolitical stance. You are meeting when there are serious concerns about food security in our region. We, the new generation or the next generation of trade union leaders, must come together. It's imperative that we come together. We cannot fight on our own independently. We surely will fail. But if we come together, the membership of the IUF and its affiliates come together, we have a voice. We have a voice in the region, and we can influence policymakers in North America and further afield. We cannot allow our voices to be silent. We just cannot take that risk, not with what's going on in the region.
The president of the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union, Donald Roll, meantime regional president of the International Union of Food, Dwayne Paul, has called on Caribbean governments to honor their pledge to make food security a priority.
During the COVID pandemic, we all saw and heard of many promises and commitments to improving our efforts toward food security and deepening the efforts throughout the region. We've also heard further utterances of this during the last meeting of CARICOM heads of government. But to date, we are yet to see strong actions that will support initiatives throughout the region to bolster food security and therefore reducing our vulnerability. These discussions, in light of the actions taken on the world stage and the changes to trade and international policy, means that our failure to act will inevitably lead to further vulnerability among our people, and particularly the people that we are elected and selected to serve, which is the working class. This cannot be the situation that we leave this beautiful island without addressing. We must ensure that measures are put in place to coordinate, to focus investment, to focus attention on this area of food security.
And that's the regional president of the International Union of Food, Dwayne Paul. In some more news this morning, a student of the Will Strathmore Stevens School has topped round one of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. 6 schools participated in yesterday's opening round at the W.S. Stevens in Marigot.
Abigail Barron from the Paybush Primary School. Give her a round of applause. 5th, from the Wesley Primary School, Ariane Carbon. 4th, from the Lighthouse Christian Academy, Kaylee Paris. 3rd, Amelia Roll from the Benz Primary School. 2nd, from the Temple SDA, Destiny Lewis. And topping competition 1 in round 1 of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition for 2025 is Kyra Bedminster from the W.S. Stevens School.
And that's coordinator of the DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition, Kashina Joseph. Meantime, the competition continues today at the Salibia Primary School, while on Wednesday it will be at Portsmouth. Thursday it will move to Massac, and on Friday at the Berrien Christian Academy. And of course, the action gets underway at 2:30 each afternoon. A stock farm woman and her daughter were granted bail in the sum of $10,000 following their appearance at the magistrate's court yesterday, where Adama Shillingford faces 4 charges, while 2 charges were brought against her juvenile daughter in connection with an incident on April 4th at Riverbank in Roseau.
46-year-old Chillingford is accused of battery on a minor, possession of a black-handled silver blade knife, assault on a minor by splashing a liquid substance, namely alkali, into the victim's eyes, and aiding and abetting her daughter in the commissioning of an offense by assisting her in splashing the alkali on a minor. Initially, Shillingford pleaded guilty to the charge of possession of an offensive weapon. However, following consultation with her attorney, Zena Moore-Dyer, she changed her plea to not guilty on all 4 of the charges. The prosecution did not object to bail, but requested that proper surety be provided. The defense then proposed Shillingford's 28-year-old son, Dulani Alphos, as her proposed surety. Police prosecutor Inspector Banis questioned whether the son of that age could exercise adequate control over his mother. However, the defense argued that the proposed surety had no criminal convictions, was disciplined, and could effectively fulfill the responsibilities required. The attorney asked the court to conduct an assessment of the proposed surety before making a ruling. Presiding Magistrate Hansel Valerie, despite expressing initial reservation, agreed to conduct the assessment. Following the review, Alphas was deemed a fit and proper person to stand bail for his mother. Regarding the bail amount, the court initially set the bail sum at $15,000, but after further arguments from the defense, the amount was reduced to $10,000. As part of a bail condition, Shillingford was ordered to report to the Roseau Police Station once weekly. The matter was adjourned to July 18, 2025 for the commencement of the trial. Meanwhile, the 14-year-old also pleaded not guilty to 2 summary charges of assault on 2 minors by spraying a liquid substance, namely alkali, into their eyes during the same incident on April 4th. The juvenile was granted bail in the sum of $10,000 with no conditions attached, with her brother as her surety. The accused is scheduled to return to the juvenile's court on April 9, 2025 for the commencement of her trial. Ronaldo Luke reporting for DBS News.
In some more news this morning, a new president for the Dominica Cancer Society, Jacqueline Andre, takes over from Yvonne Alexander, who's led the organization for several years. Well, Andre hopes to introduce new initiatives aimed at increasing membership in the society.
I think we need to continue the work that Yvonne and her team, Yvonne Alexander and her team has been doing. They've been doing a wonderful job, and I hope we can continue the awareness, all the advocacy and the support groups that are around the island thus far. Hoping that we can again bring more support groups and to get more partners involved in the cause for cancer. The main things I think we need to do is to improve the quality care for the cancer patients and support for their families. I have to discuss it with the group to see what can we do better. One of the things we need to do as well is to improve, to get more people on board membership. You don't have to be a cancer person, cancer survivor to join the cause, to support the society.
And that's the newly elected president of the Dominica Cancer Society, Jacqueline Andre. And Dominica has made a major step towards universal early childhood education with the development of 5 early childhood education centers. The centers have been refurbished under the OECS Pearl program.
The total cost for refurbishment of these early childhood spaces is $500,000, with an additional $400,000 allocated for the equipment required to furnish each space. The 5 centers are Caleb John Lower Primary School at $130,178, the Cassibus Primary School at $123,367, the Bacatel Primary School at a total of $34,672, the Salibia Primary School at a total of $12,773, and the Jones Bopia Primary School at a total of $153,414. From this week, these early childhood centers will be officially handed over to the schools. This Wednesday, 9th April at 10 a.m., the Cassibus Early Childhood Space will be handed over. At this center, an extension was constructed to accommodate students and staff washroom. We also did the floor and painted, and we redid the electricals. We also have kitchen space, office space, and storage space at the Casibru Center, and we provided furniture for the students to work. The Early Childhood Center space in Salibia, which is the first government early childhood center in the Kalinago territory, will be handed over on the same Wednesday, the 9th of April at 1 p.m. The other three early childhood centers will be handed over later in the month in Bakatel, La Plaine, Caleb Laura Primary School.
And that's Minister for Education, Octavia Alfred. Let's head into news from the region as St. Vincent's government has formed a dedicated task force to address the potential economic repercussions of the new U.S. tariffs. Well, the task force is expected to evaluate the potential economic fallout, develop strategies to mitigate the effects, and explore alternative markets for St. Vincent's exports. The task force comprises government officials, representatives from the private sector, and economic analysts familiar with trade dynamics. Their primary objectives, like we said, are to Their primary objectives include the assessment of impact to provide mitigation strategies and possible alternative markets. And on the international scene, well, South Korea's acting leader says the country will hold a presidential election on the 3rd of June after the country's constitutional court removed Yoon Suk Yeol from the presidency. Yoon was impeached by parliament in December for his shock martial law declaration. The court upheld his impeachment on the 4th of April, paving the way for a snap election within 60 days. Well, acting President Han Duck-soo announced the election date today, saying the country needs to heal quickly from the wounds and upward and forward. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. The acting General Secretary of the International Union for Food says new tariffs imposed by Donald Trump administration are not in the interest of workers worldwide. St. Vincent's government forms a task force to mitigate against U.S. tariffs, and South Korea to hold presidential elections on the 3rd of June. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Give babies the comfort they need with paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Soothe your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because paddless diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddlers, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run and play. Paddlers, distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports. Let's begin with netball news, as it was another tough evening for the National Under-16 netball team at the 2025 Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Tournament in Barbados last night. The Dominican girls suffered their second straight defeat as they were beaten by the host country Barbados. For Dominica, they were no match for the Bajans as they went down 40-16. Deanna Augustine made 6 from 10 attempts and Valinda Winston 10 from 16 attempts for Dominica, while for Barbados, Makel Aline made 29 out of 31 attempts. Well, the national under-16 team had also suffered a heavy defeat to Grenada in their opening match on Sunday. The team will be looking to bounce back when they take on St. Lucia later this evening, and that game will get underway at 6 o'clock. Semi-finals will also get underway this afternoon in the National Bank of Dominica Sports Division Primary Schools Boys Division 1 competition at Windsor Park from 1 o'clock. The Castle Bruce Primary School will battle the Grand Bay Primary School in the first game, and in the second semi-final, the Baron of Scotland, the team of Fineville combined as well, will also battle the Goodwill Primary School. In some more sports this morning, the Trafalgar basketball court is undergoing a major rehabilitation project. Over $600,000 is being spent on the refurbishing of the court and improving on existing amenities. The project forms part of the Basic Needs Trust Fund project. Project engineer Alexis George says the new court will enhance the sport of basketball in the Roseau Valley.
What it entails basically is a complete rehabilitation of the court surface. New rims, you're also going to have washroom facilities, change rooms, and also a media room, VIP area. So while the initial project spoke about an indoor facility, for budgetary reasons we could not undertake because the cost would have exceeded the ceiling of the BNTF program. So we'll be upgrading the court, new lighting, as I mentioned, a vending area as well for the community, and bleachers. We'll be rehabilitating the bleachers as well. So I think with that new look, we can expect more persons to come and start playing sports again at the facility. So it will be basically like a new court, painted with markings and everything. And also we'll be accommodating netball as well. So it will be the backboard and the nets that can rotate, so you can change spots. So I think it will encourage the young persons to return to playing basketball again.
And that's project engineer at the BNTF, Alexis George. Another sporting facility to benefit under the BNTF project is the Daly's Playing Field, which is undergoing some rehabilitation works as well. In some basketball news again, wins for the defending girls' schools basketball champions, the Portsmouth Secondary School, while the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School student Meshach Debuli had another big game to lead the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School to a win in the boys' division. Sports officer Yudi John has the story.
2 games were played in the secondary schools under 20 basketball championship organized by the Sports Division had a massacre in the facility this afternoon. In the girls' division, the Northeast Comprehensive School went down to the PSS 15 points to 19. For the Portsmouth Secondary School, Lima Effort scored 11 points, while Danico Harriet and Caleb Prince both had 4 points for the Northeast Comprehensive School girls. In the boys' division, the ITSS defeated the NCS boys 58 points to 51. For the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, Mishak Dubule continued with his masterful performances, scoring 39 points. And he was supported by Jaden Stewart with 11 points, while Danny Harriet had 18 points and Nickel Mills 14 points for the Northeast Comprehensive School.
And that's Sports Officer UD John. President of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne, says the FIFA for Schools program will help empower student athletes using football to help them advance in education. Well, the FIFA for Schools program was launched yesterday at the Windsor Park. The workshop is targeting a number of sports officers and physical education officers. It is being facilitated by FIFA's Football for Schools manager, Antonio Buenano.
Today marks not just the beginning of a workshop, but the continuation of a journey towards using football as a tool for education, inclusion, and character building. The FIFA Football for School program aligns perfectly with the vision of the Dominica Football Association to develop the game from the grassroots level while empowering our children with life skills that extend beyond the field. This program helps bridges to powerful institutions, education, and sports together. They form the foundation of national building. Through this initiative, football becomes more than a game. It becomes a classroom without walls, a space where young people learn teamwork, discipline, perseverance, and respect. These are not just sporting values, they are life values. And when taught at an early age, they shape the kind of citizens we hope to see leading our communities in the future. This workshop is also a call to action for the teachers and the coaches among us. Your role is central. You are not only instructors, but also role models and mentors.
And that's DFA President Glenn Etienne. Meantime, Assistant Chief Education Officer Nadia Farrell says the Ministry of Education is endorsing the program.
We are thrilled to see that this initiative is actually coming to life. A powerful blend of sports and education that supports the development of our schools, not just academically, but socially and emotionally as well. Football for school is more than just a game. It's a tool for teaching the life skills, building character, and encouraging teamwork, discipline, and resilience to our young people. We strongly encourage all schools across the island to embrace this program and get involved. Let us take full advantage of this opportunity to engage our students in meaningful ways, on the field and in the classroom. When students are active and involved, they are more confident and more motivated and better prepared for life's challenges. To our principals, the teachers, and the coaches, your role is vital. With your guidance, this program can truly make a difference in the lives of our students.
And that's the Assistant Chief Education Officer, Nadia Farrell. Let's move to cricket news as the defending Windward Islands under-19 cricket champions Grenada made light work out of Dominica, picking up their first win of the competition yesterday. Dominica suffered a meltdown with the bat as they were sent crashing to the heavy defeat. Grenada batted first and made 220 for 8 in their 50 overs. Kurt Murray got 51, Kirsten Murray 44 for Grenada. Justin Vidal, he picked up 2 for 17 and Malinga Bruni 2 for 26 for Dominica. Dominica in reply, chasing 221. They were bowled out for just 101 runs in 31.2 overs. Arsenio Fontaine top scored with 44. And we had Kirsten Murray and Kurt Murray amongst the wickets for Grenada. So Grenada winning that game by 119 runs. In the other match yesterday, St. Vincent picked up their first win of the competition, beating St. Lucia. Today is a rest day in the Winard Islands Under-19 cricket competition. Still with cricket news, well, the West Indies women went down by 5 wickets to Pakistan in their final warm-up match ahead of the World Cup qualifiers in Pakistan yesterday. West Indies women won the toss and opted to bat first. They made 188 for 8 in their 50 overs. Shakiba Ganavi, she got 68 not out, and Janila Glasgow 41. But Pakistan, in reply, they made light work out of the run chase, getting 195 for 2. Well, that should be 192 for 5. And of course, the West Indies, they've ended the warm-up phase with a win over Ireland and a defeat to Pakistan. The West Indies will open up their campaign in the World Cup qualifiers tomorrow when they take on Scotland in their first game. And remember that the West Indies, they've been grouped with Scotland, Thailand, Ireland, Pakistan and Bangladesh. The top 2 teams will advance to the World Cup. Well, that's where we'll come to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. Of course, we'll have some more sporting highlights for you during the course of the day and at 1:28 during the 1:15 news. Until then, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening News. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS.
7:33 is the time here on Your Nature Isle. The time made possible compliments Do It Center. Getting ready for Easter? Hop on over and grab all your essentials at Do It Center Express today. Up next, we'll bring you your morning's weather report. Just before we do so, would like to remind you of your Kalinago word of the day for today. And that's the Kalinago word to plant. Abonakua. Abonakua. The Kalinago word to plant. Abonakua. Abonakua. Abonakua, to plant. in Kalinago. Join us tomorrow morning, God willing, at roughly 6:47 for another edition of your Kalinago word, phrase, or sentence of the day, made possible compliments your nation station, DBS Radio. Up next, your morning's weather report.
Make weather information a part of your daily life.